Hello everyone, this is Laurie. I thought I'd try making a video because I enjoy the videos that all of you do so much. And I decided to start with Deborah Blake's Everyday Witch tarot deck because it's relatively new and it doesn't seem like there's too much out there about it yet. And I just got it myself, but there are kind of some interesting quirky things that I really liked, and so I thought I would share it with you. So here I am with my two little owls. I collect owls. This one is a little jade owl that was given to me as a gift from one of my Reiki students. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and this is an owl given to me from my friend Kasha. Hello, Kasha. Okay, so let's start. The tarot comes in a really nice box. Like, I love this kind of box. Okay, with the magnetic, very, very solid box. So it comes in a nice box, and inside is the book. And I've already unboxed this, as you will see. Inside is the book, and this you don't get this bag. This is my bag. Inside, it originally had kind of a cardboard, junky, it was a little bit junky, flimsy cardboard piece that went in here, and it had a space for the cards, and the cards just came wrapped in cellophane, kind of just plunked in the space, and I threw that bit of cardboard into the recycling and switched it out for a nice little bag, organza bag. So let's have a look first at the book. One of the things that I wanted to mention, I think that was especially nice, there's been some mixed feelings, I think, about this deck, at least the initial impression of this deck among people. So the book is really quite hefty, and you can see that it's got full color photos in it. In fact, it kind of has that, it has that new book inky kind of smell, if you like that. And it's a very nice, light, easy to read book, but there's information here, and there's very specific information. What's nice is right in the beginning, the author tells kind of the story. There is the author and the artist, and she tells the story about how this particular tarot deck came to be. And she was working on another book for Llewellyn. The author, Deborah Blake, writes a lot of books for Llewellyn, and she was working on another book and didn't have a cover for it. And so her editor happened to send her a kind of one of those old vintage postcards, like a Halloween postcard with a witch with a pointy hat and the stripy tights and the little pointy shoes and the broom, and that was what they ended up. They just thought it was really charming. You can see there's a lot of introduction, and they thought it was really charming, and so they put it on the cover of that particular book by Deborah Blake, and I think it might have been Everyday Witch. I don't remember the item, so I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the book that had that postcard as the inspiration for the cover. So then, sometime later, maybe a year later, Barbara Moore contacted Deborah Blake and said, hey, I've got this idea. Let's do a whole tarot deck based on this witchy, sort of kitschy, witchy, stripy tights theme. And that's how it was all born. So that's kind of a nice story. I thought that was a nice story. You know, that, yeah, it's a little kind of gimmicky, but there's kind of a reason behind the gimmick. So I thought that was very nice. Now, let me show you some things that I found interesting. There's a lot, well, I was going to say there are other places. There's not a lot of other places. There's one other video that you can see a flip through of, and I will attempt to link that down. Is this way down? Yes. Below. I'm sorry. I've never done one of these before, as you can all tell. And I'll attempt to link that down below. This is what the back of the cards look like. They're not reversible. They're thin cards. So you can riffle shuffle them really easily. This is not the whole deck because I have some bits and pieces of the deck pulled out to show you. And they, you know, shuffle, there's like super slick slippy, slick. Lots of jumpers. Yeah, lots of jumpers. So, okay. They can just go over there. And let me get a little drink of my tea. Okay. So one of the things some things that I found kind of cute. So let's take a look at kind of the interesting cards first, the cards that I find interesting. And this is the Lovers. I mean, it looks like a girl and a boy. And I usually like to see the Lovers and the Devil to see kind of what they are, how they're juxtaposed, if they are. And I guess there's some symmetry here. The whole thing is obviously a Rider-Waite clone, virtually. All the symbolism is Rider-Waite. Pretty much all the symbolism is Rider-Waite. So, and that's what the Devil looks like. You can see, oh, let's see, I'm sorry. He's like a bad guy in the park offering ice cream and money to children. Ooh, which is very scary if you're a mother. Or a child, I suppose. I mean, that's really what you're often warned about, right? Don't take candy from men in the park, which is good advice. So here's the Ten of Swords, which I completely love. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, she's stabbed in the back. There's the culprit, I'm assuming. But you know what? Look, all's not lost. She's going to reach for her broom. So she is like going to kick some butt. She's not done. She's down, but she's not out. And I love that message. And I think that message appeals to all of us. But I do think it's a message that young people need to hear. And that they can hold on to. Here is the High Priestess, who's just really cool. She's like a librarian. And she's got a crystal ball and all her books back there, and these are runes. She's got her tarot cards. Oh, and wouldn't it be interesting if these were the same card? I can't tell if they're the same cards from this deck or if they're a different deck. Oh, she might not use her own deck. All the symbolism is here, Rider-Waite. And her kitty. There's kitties everywhere. Kitties galore. Yeah, I'm not going to say the other thing. This is the Tower, which can be a very scary card. I hope you can see the expression on the witch's face. She's kind of like, oh yeah, oops, looks like your tower fell. Oh, nice tower you used to have there. Guess there's going to be some changes. She's the agent of change. So, again, I like that. Here is Death. You know, Death is okay. He's definitely going to make something happen here because this rope is going to split. Here's his little death cat who's got another cat by the tail, which is kind of clever. 2 doors behind. One is closed and one is cracking open. And I don't know, I think he looks a little like Voldemort, maybe, from Harry Potter. Death. There's very much a Harry Potter vibe to this whole deck. Or Terry Pratchett, if you're familiar at all with Terry Pratchett stories. Discworld, particularly the Tiffany Aching stories. There are 5 specifically, I think I want to say Tiffany Aching stories. I love them. I read them aloud to my kids. And we just finished reading the last one out loud, even though they're big. They're like all grown-ups. My youngest is 18, and right after Terry Pratchett died, the 5th book, the 5th and final Tiffany Aching book came out, and they wrapped up the whole story, and it was fantastic. So anyway, maybe I'll put that information below too. Tiffany Aching, Terry Pratchett. So there are people of different ages in this, believe it or not. This is Justice, and she's a little bit older, you know, middle-aged woman. She's got gray hair. The Emperor is sort of an older man, and I love his dog. And the 3 of Cups, you can see I think this is actually Maid, Mother, and Crone. There's actually quite a bit of the Maid, Mother, and Crone imagery through the whole deck. So I hope you can see that. I apologize if you can't. I'm brand new at this. Okay. So I wanted to show you a variety of ages. I also wanted to show you the fact that there are mostly girls in this card, but I think there are also boys, and some of the people are kind of not gender specific, which I think is fantastic. The 4 of Cups. you know, I'm not sure. I guess this is supposed to be the person who's pondering. And this is supposed to be that hand of fate that's bringing in the cup. And there's a lot of really fun things going on in the background there. And this, the hanged man, it says man. I think the hanged person is sort of gender non-specific. Sorry. And I'll tell you, I love the fact that he or she is sort of like, yeah, I'm totally doing this on purpose. Look, they're locked like Houdini, locked up at the wrists. But look, can you see? Yeah, he's got the key. He's totally got the key. He can get himself out in like 30 seconds, locked up here at his ankles on a broom, which may be kind of balanced between two trees, which would kind of talk about balance a little bit, or it may be hovering. I don't know, it could be hovering in the air. Okay, and the magician is, I'm so sorry, I am very bad at this. I hope to get better if I ever do another video. I thought the magician was a little bit gender non-specific. One of my kids was like, that's a man. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Not everyone is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Some of us kind of, you know, have different faces than others. Could be a woman. So I kind of like that. Okay, what else did I want to show you? Yeah, there's... Okay, so the time period, the reason I really feel like this is kind of Harry Potter, Terry Pratchett, Sabrina the Teenage Witch themed is because there isn't a set time period for the deck. Excuse me, it's set throughout all of time. So, I mean, it spans everything from, this is the Two of Wands, and he's, I mean, medieval in a castle. Seven of Cups. This looks a bit like Harry Potter going to Diagon Alley for some shopping, or maybe, I don't know, it reminded me of Anne of Green Gables, the shop in Anne of Green Gables, so maybe sort of Victorian times. You'd go in and say, yes, I want 3, you know, ounces of Eye of Newt, or whatever. Here we've got, I don't know, when did they, this is kind of a, what, a World War II era bike with a little sidecar maybe. So I don't know, 30s, maybe 40s. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that feel. We thought this had a kind of a 20s, 1920s feel maybe. I hope you can see that. I'm so sorry. I forgot to look at the camera to see if you could see things. And then obviously this is very modern. Temperance. On this side, she's got a book, a glass of water, and vegetables. On this side, she's got cupcakes, a martini, and I'm pretty sure this is an iPad, or at least a laptop. And the cat got one of her cupcakes. So, you know, temperance as she's, I guess, trying to decide between the booze and the water. Or maybe she will have a little bit of both. Here's the Hierophant, which is a very, very modern image. I mean, here's like this woman doing yoga with 2 students, and I wasn't sure if this was actually meant to be ironic or not. The Hierophant kind of is supposed to be, you know, organized religion. I don't know, like, you know, sometimes negative, sometimes positive organized religion, rule-based, sometimes kind of hypocritical. I don't know. So I'm not sure if this is meant to be kind of jokey, because she hasn't got a hat, she hasn't got a broom, she hasn't got a cat. She does have the stripy pants, but she doesn't have any of the other stuff. So she might not be a real witch. Maybe she's a poser, you know, and maybe this is meant to be sort of darkly ironic. And then the Nine of Pentacles, which just looks like it happens, it's taking place like today. Can you see the girl or the woman there? And she's got red in her hair, some, you know, really funky red streaks in her hair. And she's sitting outside in a very modern chaise lounge and drinking her wine and reading her book. So it kind of spans the whole gamut from medieval times to today. Okay, so another thing I wanted to show you is that, you know, usually the Empress is shown with a baby belly. There were actually quite a few other baby bellies in here. For instance, the Sun. There's no naked baby on a horse in this one. Hooray! who is it that hates naked babies on horses? Kelly Bear, right? Hates naked babies on horses. So this is another maid. Well, there's the maid and mother, obviously. She's got a great big baby belly there, and crone. And then there are some more baby bellies. Let me think. What will I show you next? Yeah, okay. So let me show you the pentacles. There are some little mini stories, like Easter eggs, hidden within the deck if you really look for it. So here's the King of Pentacles. He's outside of his house or his estate. He's off in a different part of his estate, and he's got all his lovely cake and his wine. Everybody's drinking a lot of wine, and his dogs, which is quite nice. Okay. Yeah, and here's the Queen of Pentacles, and she looks like she's inside the garden. Well, she probably is, because I don't know if you can see, but she's got, I'm sorry, she's got a lot of money right here, it looks like. She's got a big chest full of coins, so I imagine that's just not sitting around somewhere. She's probably inside the compound. So there's some little stories kind of that are going on, and here we have the Knight of Pentacles, and he looks like Harry Potter grabbing the snitch on the broom, but he's really ready to work. Look, he's got all his tools, and he's got, like, even his cat looks like, yeah, I'm a worker cat, I'm ready to work. But then, oh, hang on, wait, I want to show you the Page of Pentacles next. The Page of Pentacles, okay, take a good look. He's got the stripy socks. So then look at the Ten of Pentacles. It's the family, it's the court. See, the king and the queen, and that was the page with his stripy pants, and that was the knight ready to work, right? And there's the dog, and then there's a baby, and that was the same, let me see, same house that we saw in the King of Pentacles. So there's some nice little stories that are kind of going on here, which I thought was sort of nice. One of the things that my son noticed, my 22-year-old son Andrew noticed when we were looking through this, is that there seemed to be some stuff going on with the kings and the queens. There was sort of an internal face of the suit, and then an external face of the suit. And for instance, the queen she's inside in a garden. The king is obviously outside. He's the external face of the suit. And we noticed that throughout the other cards. I'll show you that in one more set. So we have, here we have the Ten of Cups. And notice that we have a woman, the blonde hair pulled back, and she's kind of, oh yeah, everybody's like very Caucasian in this deck. Everyone. I mean, I don't think there was even remotely a brown person, which is always a disappointment to me as a person who's not just completely one race. I don't know. I like to see, you know, not everybody's white. And it would be nice if they mixed it up a little bit, so, but they didn't. Oh well, okay, that's a story for another time, I guess. So here we've got this lady, and then her very loving husband, and their child, and a baby, 10 of Cups, it's all lovely. And then you'll see, oh, hang on, hey, that kid who is playing with his or her little sister or brother is the Page of Cups, painting. And that woman who was canoodling with her guy on the picnic bench is actually the Queen of Cups, and she's got a baby belly there as well, standing on the edge of the beach there. And then we have got the King of Cups, and he's the man that she was canoodling with on the blanket. Is canoodling's a word, isn't it, right? It's like being lovey-dovey. See, so that's him. But I love this story. So look at this story. He's out on an island, right? And he's got his wine, and behind him there's like a mermaid or a siren maybe. And she's like, hello. And he's like, no, I feel really sad. I feel really lonely. Look how lonely he feels. Can you see? He's like, oh, bummer. And he's got his telescope, probably because he's trying to look to the beach, you know, for his beautiful, very voluptuously pregnant wife who's there on the beach. And he's very like, oh, why did I come out to this island? No man is an island. I want to get back there to my gorgeous babe. So I thought it was kind of a sweet story, and there's some sweet stories that are all throughout this deck. So there you go. That is the guide to, this is the guide to the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake, put out by Llewellyn. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Here's the nice little box. And that's my review and my first ever video. I hope it was okay. And I hope it was short. 20 minutes. Great. That's about what I was going for. So thanks, and maybe I'll make another one and see you next time. If you have any questions or anything, just put them down below and I'll try to answer them. So thank you all very much. Bye.